All right, today's tasks. First thing I did was put this weather stripping back on over here. It's a little messy there, but kind of bent it a little bit there. It's gonna have to do. Same thing on this side. This whole corner is kind of messed up in general in our whole thing, so hopefully that holds up. Not sure. The other thing I did was seal these windows with black caulking. Did a terrible job because I suck at that. You can see here. I'm probably gonna do like another outside layer. I don't know. It seems weird. Then inside, because I forget to film things, I started cutting out some insulation. So I'm gonna take all the stuff, vacuum it up, clean it up, place it down. But before I do all this, in my tin I have a couple holes here. So I'm gonna do a little crap patch job. I got this quick weld epoxy stuff here. So basically just mix these two together, make your epoxy, but I'm gonna put this tin over that, epoxy it on, and hopefully that holds up a little bit. Gonna give this all a vacuum. The next shot will hopefully be all this stuff installed. Again, got insulation at the bottom here, started putting insulation at the top. A couple of these pieces I think I'm just gonna leave, although it seems kind of maybe a little bit dumb. Maybe for OCD's sake I'll change this one. This stuff on this side, I don't know, it seems fine. Actually no, screw it, I'm gonna change it all. Just change it all so it matches, but I'm leaving this piece in. That piece is already good. But yeah, we'll finish all that. Insulation will be in, and then I can try to tackle this wall, which I should have kept the actual piece that I took out, but I think it ripped out in little sections. But I do have that side, so I'll be able to make a template and hopefully just cut it to perfect size and pop it in, and then take that template and put it on the other side and hope that they're pretty much the same size. One thing I can tell is this window's a little crooked, but no biggie. I think it's day 6 today. We're apparently gonna get a week of rain, which is really lame. So I had to seal up this last seam right here. So this lap sealant that I put on here before the weather gets bad. It says it's gonna rain at 5, but it's also been super inconsistent. I'll show you the stuff I used here. Self-leveling lap sealant by Mr. Clean. So lots of work to be done today again. I got some nice maple plywood, 1/2 inch, that I'm going to use for the floor. Probably a little bit too heavy, but I figure it will be a lot more sturdy than the wallboard that they had, the moldy wallboard. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put the floor on just yet. I might focus on the walls, finish up a little insulation first. We've accumulated quite a bit of garbage, so we're gonna do a dump run. A little bit cleaner on the side here now. Gonna keep these little pieces. This is all I have left from the wall and the windows, so I guess any little bit helps, but I'll keep this and redraw that on new wood and hopefully match it up close. Coming together. But it still looks the same. Rain again. But this time, we're supposed to have rain for a week, which sucks. So hopefully I can get some mechanical stuff done on all this gross stuff here. I hate how dirty all this is. Just junk laying around. I want it to look nice again. But some progress. Ooh, this thing picks up pretty good in the dark. So I have half my floor in the bunk ready. I opted to buy 1/2-inch maple just because I figured, I don't know, 1/4 inch or whatever is, I don't know, this is just, it's more solid. The maple's nice and solid. So I'm gonna drill this one in there. I like that I'm just gonna have 2 pieces. 1, 2. It would have been nice to get just like 1 full piece, but the only way that would have been possible if I put that in as we're putting the shell in, but who cares? It's just like 1 little seam, pretty straight for the most part. So it should look pretty good. I'm not sure if I should be putting the walls up first. I kind of feel like I should be putting the walls up first, but I'm gonna put the flooring first and then throw up some walls. I think the walls are gonna be hard. Oh yeah, and I still have a ceiling that I need to do too. So it's getting closer. It's just the rain is killing everything. Using the muscles. You gotta give it a big tug.
This
Pull up.
one is...
The right's easy. It's the left. It's bent.
I think this is good.
We got a floor.
I'm hungry.
A nice maple floor here. Looks pretty. Nice and solid. What I wanted, harder. The only thing is, because when I was working on this, it dips ever so slightly in the middle, like this. But honestly, it's not really that big of a difference. I was laying on it, you can't even really tell. But if you do that, maybe you can, yeah, you can kind of tell. Get rid of that. You can kind of tell. It's very minor, but whatever. It's a new solid floor. It'll make it easier to work on this stuff. I did have wood for the walls, all this stuff here. But I'm gonna opt to go a little thinner. I think I'm still not sure how I'm gonna like contour all this stuff, but I'll figure something out.
What you doing?
Making the walls with my new jigsaw.
Ta-da! It's done!
Many window.
It's pretty good, just right there.
Right where?
Right here. Maybe like a little...
Just back? Or with the front? What's happening with the front?
The front is good, it's just again, there's a little gap at the bottom.
Close and sand. Close and sand. With this multi-oscillating tool, I will hack job this down to an approximate measurement of that, which translates to that, which is probably too far. Let's see what happens when I do that.
Oh, wow.
And then from that, which is still not even close, you can start seeing metal, but we want to get underneath that slightly. So I'm cutting around with this multi-osculating tool here that I've shown you too many times. So it doesn't look that bad, but we're gonna go over this with a hand sander and hopefully make it look a little more pretty looking. And if not, then we're just gonna put a massive piece of trim over and cover up our mistakes. So my plan was to make the window trim like perfect, but that plan sucked and it's impossible. So I just hack jobbed all this crap. Looks like garbage, and I'm just gonna put a trim around it. Screw it, it's impossible. It's so irritating.
I think we might have had our first real awesome cut and win for the day. That tiny little trim piece fits perfectly.
Well, make that look much better.
Yes.
Clean, woman. Clean. So we had something kind of stupid happen here. I'm just gonna hop up here without a ladder. Yesterday, it was raining very, very hard, and we noticed a tiny, tiny little leak in the corner of our new floor in our bunk, which wasn't coming from the top, and nothing's overly wet, so it's not pooling down here. It's not coming from the top, but I think there's an inside seam here. It's like barely wet there, but it was definitely absorbing that. This wall panel was, as well as this one. This corner was starting to get wet, and I noticed it and I took it out right away. Because the last thing we want is water damage when we renovate. So I'm hoping it's just the inside seam. I'll have to caulk that and see if that is the issue or not. Fingers crossed it is.